So CP stands for commercially pure. There are two grades of CP. There's CP1, which is 99.9% titanium. There's CP2, which is 99.5% or above titanium, I believe. If I'm not very much mistaken, it might just be 99%. And then there's a couple of grades of titanium that we don't mess with. Now CP is bad because it's very flexible. There's no alloys to it. It's entirely titanium. So it doesn't work harden. There's no way to rigidify it, and so for making a knife tool, something to be used in a... Why is there no outlining? I swear to God, every time I come to this project, it's more broken than the last time I come to this project. Why is there Z fighting? I'm gonna flip my nuggets in a second. They're in the oven. They need flipping to cook evenly. What? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry you had to witness that. Anyway, you don't want to use commercially pure titanium for making a blade because it tends to bend. It can take a set. It's not a hard or stiff material like steel is. It's a flexible, springy, ductile thing, which deforms quite easily and doesn't have a very good structural forming thing. So they use commercially pure titanium for surgical implants, for tooth screws, for teeth even, bone replacements. They used to use a cobalt alloy for bone replacements, but that can lead to that can lead to blood poisoning. Usually it doesn't. Usually it's fine, but sometimes it can. If there is a high ratio of abrasion in the inside of the thing. Anyway, so they use titanium for hips and knees maybe sometimes. I'm starting to go off rails. I'm starting to talk about things I don't actually know about. So let's move on to the titanium alloys that I do know about, which is 6Al4V. That's the commercially available industrial titanium alloy, which is alloyed with aluminium and vanadium for strength and extra lightness. So the vanadium gives it strength. The aluminium reduces the weight even more. The titanium is a very good strength to weight ratio material. It gets better and also cheaper if you alloy it with aluminium and vanadium. There you go. So that's the cheap. It's called grade 5 if you buy it from China. It's called 6Al4V if you buy it from Europe or America. And there's one more titanium alloy that we need to talk about, which is SM100, which is a US military grade titanium alloy, which is titanium and nickel. And the additional nickel allows you to heat harden it, allows you to quench and temper it as if it were steel. It gives it steel-like properties. It's used for springs. I can't remember what springs, but it's used for some of the springs on battleships, the big ones. They have to be really strong, but also really ductile, really elastic. Deformation area is large. So when SM100 is not heat treated, when it's in its annealed state, it has extreme ductility, but it also has a memory effect. So the deformation you give to it is almost always good slam elastic. And they used to... I remember the craze of the early 2000s. You know, when they had the guy's glasses, and it's like you always leave your glasses in your butt pocket and sit on them and crumple them. You leave your glasses under your car and they get crushed into oblivion. Well, now you can scrunch up your glasses as much as you want and they'll be fine. The memory metal that they used in glasses often was SM100. That's why they were expensive, because it's a stupid military grade hardware item. I've spilled. Give me one moment. The spillage crisis averted. Don't worry. Now I'm gonna road test this coaster, but I'm gonna road test it upside down. because I told the lad when he was making these that I was fearful that excessive use of the coaster would lead to wear of the design, the coloring on the top. Oh, Yoriman, have a nice evening then, my dude. Sleep well, enjoy your rest, and C-Pix first time shattered. This UE5, this 5 UE, this 5 UE. You can tell because it's like 4 shades darker grey than 4 UE. It's very nice, except when your post-process materials don't load. For some, they haven't loaded in this scene either. What's going on? Hey friend. Hey friend. Hey. Hi. I swear to God, something wrong with that post-process material. Can I add it to the Trello? I didn't fix Trello. Fingers crossed this just works. Who would have thought that would have worked? It didn't work. Is it to do with the Trello app? Is it to do with the C program files, Windows, apps, Jesus. Do I have to actually go here? This Unreal Engine 5. C, what is it? Windows apps? Windows apps? Windows apps? Oh, for God's sake. Why am I doing this on stream? C program files, Windows apps. Okay, I'm an idiot. Of course it's program files. It's a program. Windows apps. Normally you can't even see this folder. Deleted. 45273 Liam Forsyth. Pause for Trello. App. Trello.exe. What's wrong with that? Oh, it updated and changed the file path, that's why. For God's sake. The things I do to keep you happy. Now, is that going to have the backslash in it? So it's a very janky method of summoning Trello. And because it updates, bang, it wants me to log into both versions of Trello. So, okay, it's fine. It's fine. I'll just log in here and it won't show anything. I'll do that anyway, just to be sure. It's already logged me in. What the hell? Didn't even ask me to log in. I'm angry now. Hi, Trello. This is Trello. I haven't even done an alert. Not that one. Oh, poopy. Everything's going wrong. I just sent out an alert to the Twitter that says that I was playing Dragon Quest. Thank you. God. Deep breaths. Deep breaths. What did I even say? Was a bug? Post-process material. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I know what it means. That's an orange. That's a level orange bug. It's not performance related, but God damn it. The fact that it has post-process material and spend time on post-processing effect right next to each other is just chef kiss perfection. Anyway, as I was saying, I mentioned to the guy who made this coaster that he could do with a protective layer on the top, because cups, ceramic ware is made out of ceramic. Ceramic is well, most ceramics, almost all ceramics are extremely hard. Not tough, hard, brittle, but hard, glass-like, if you would. And the problem is, steel, metals en general, are very soft. They have ceramics in them. They have carbides, absolutely, but in very low, reasonably distributioned kind of proportions. So it's not an issue to anything harder than the average hardness of a steel sample to cut into the steel, right? And we use ceramics to shape steel regularly. We use see, the post-processing material works fine when we're Pi, but it does not work in the editor. Have I done something wrong here? Have I done something wrong? Have I... Game settings, show... There. Post-processing. Post-processed material is tagged. I'm so confused. Maybe this is an engine restart moment. But anyway, yeah, so ceramics are hard. They will cut steel. They will cut titanium. Titanium is softer than steel by far, especially 6Al4V. They will cut aluminium. We use them for this purpose in the workshop. We use silicon carbide. We use tungsten carbide. We even use sintride, which is iron carbide. Which is, if you get a high enough concentration of it, it seems to be a forward-thinking, slightly cheaper alternative to tungsten carbide, but I have actually never used the sintride bit. I was talking to a guy in a shop who does mostly, I think he does a lot of woodwork. He doesn't maybe personally do woodwork, but he serves the customer that does woodwork, and I go in there often wanting tools for metal work, and guess sometimes he has good stuff, sometimes he doesn't. He said to try out some sintride bits for metal work, and I said, yeah, maybe. I'll see if I can check them out, and I ended up just using regular old high-speed steel anyway. So, don't know what that tells you. Tells you something, maybe, but, yeah. Anyway, I've been rambling now, and I need to actually do some work. But yeah, I'm going to road test this coaster upside down for a while. You know, see how well it takes to the scuffing. Because I know even a ceramic coaster is going to take some wear out of the ceramic, because same on same is going to have likewise erosion effect on itself. That's how lapping works. Fun thing, Ox Tool Co. on YouTube has got about 2 hours worth of videos about lapping, maybe a bit more. Very worth a watch if you're interested in making things extremely flat. Was that an autosave? What was I doing last time? Good question. We were in the Combat BP folder doing some Combat BP stuff. What stuff exactly? We needed the player character to exist. Right now we just have a static camera, as you can see. Not very helpful if you want to place things at the back or at the front or whatever. Also, I have the strangest sensation in my in my feel glands that if I move the camera like this, yeah, we can also place things on the enemy tile, which is not correct. So this is illegal. This is fine. This is illegal. I wonder if I should make like a box to go around this to occlude the enemy deployment until you are yourself deployed. That I think is cool. It also can wait until we've developed the game. So we actually have CBP deployment grid, and we have friendly grid. No, not deployment grid. Yes, deployment grid, but also not. Player character is actually what I wanted. We need an and in here, I'm afraid. So if the combat phase does not equal 1, ha 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 ha. Illegal. Yes, illegal. Right. Because this information is going to be stored within the tile. So, yes. Yes. And then we actually need the tile parent. Deployment tile P. We need another variable. Friendly tile. Compile. It's visible and it is exposed on spawn, and it is default false. It is not default false. It is default false. I don't care. It doesn't matter. We'll set it. We'll set it. We will set it right now. Deployment grid. Refresh. Refresh. Friendly tile. Friendly grid. Friendly grid. So if we're spawning a friendly grid, it's a friendly tile. If we're not spawning a friendly grid, it's not a friendly tile. That's what can I say to you? What can I say? What more? How much more simple can that be? And that's fine. So when we are in the player character, we tile get friendly grid. So we need a cast. Are you kidding me? Why don't we just get it directly from the tile, huh? Mouse over begin tile. Get friendly tile. And then I don't want to place a new node, no. Alright, this is a function in this, right? Mouse over begin tile. So we need another input. Friendly tile. There you go, easy peasy. Easy peasy. Yes. No. Yes? No. Do you know what? Figuring out a Boolean is sometimes it irks me. I need to get on a more level set of head instructions, I think. Do you know what I mean? Do you understand what I'm saying? Target is active component. Oh yeah, because we're tracing the box and the owner is the tile itself. Whoa, what do you mean error? Pin friendly tile named friendly tile doesn't match any parameters of the function mouse over begin tile. What? Pin friendly tile named friendly tile. Pin friendly tile named friendly tile doesn't match any parameters function mouse over begin tile. What? Yes, it does. Fuck you. Idiot. Idiot game development software environment. So I know this looks like hazard is going in there. Let's change that because hazard is not going in there. Hazard's going down here to the selector. So if combat phase does not equal 1 and not friendly tile, right? Is that correct? So hold on. No, not that. Not that one. I want the other one. I want the good one. Give me the paint. So combat phase 1 and friendly tile, right? Is equal to cursor spawning, right? But we want this on false, so combat panel is equal to 1 and friendly tile not. So if the combat phase is 1 but it's not a friendly tile, we don't spawn 1. And if it's a friendly tile but we're not in combat phase 1, we don't spawn 1. Yeah, that's what we want. We want not combat phase equals 1 plus friendly tile. And friendly tile. No. Not safe. It's beautiful. So this will equal 1 when this equals 0. And this is going to equal 0 when both inputs equal... No, this equals 1 when both inputs equal 1. And it equals 0 when either or both input equals 0, right? So, yeah. I don't know. We just went through this in Paint, and I don't know why I don't trust myself with that. But there you go. That is how it is. So if we're in a situation where it's not a friendly tile, yeah. where it's not a friendly tile and it's not in combat phase 1. We destroy the actor, we initialize the cursor dude to be null, and we set cam place to be false. Right, so now if I go to the demo level, play, you can see that we do not get a hovering cursor over any of the enemy deployment tiles, and we get a hovering cursor over our deployment tiles, which is erased. I mean, really, it should be erased when we move out of the deployment zone, but potato, potato. It works. It's good enough. I really would like a flying camera. Oh no! Oh boy. Hello. Access none trying to read property cursor dude blueprint. Oh, for God's sake. Really gonna make me do this? Really gonna make me add an is valid to this statement? This is just a this is a suppress. Is valid is just gonna eat up cycles that we don't care about. Like, we don't care if it's valid or not. We just care that we destroy it. If it's not valid, it can be destroyed without being destroyed, right? Fine, you have your is valid statement. You happy now, Unreal Engine? Are you genuinely happy? The bad thing about that is because it happens on tick, right? You happy? Output log? Nothing. It's happy. Waste of programming space, that. Not something I approve of. So yeah, here's a professional tip for anybody who's doing anything relating to a camera. If you go to Window and you go to viewports and you open viewport 2, which is off screen, by the way, you get a full screen viewport. This is essentially just a full screen viewport, but you can go to perspective and then whatever camera that you're trying to look through, and it will give you this. And then I don't know if this is going to work, but like, you can just do things like here, and you can see how they look in the camera without having to like select the camera in this viewport a whole bunch of times. And it's really good if you have like a second monitor. You can just have it full screen on a second monitor and just chill out. It's very nice. It's a very nice feature to have. It's my professional tip of the day. Yeah. I'm gonna have to start streaming earlier just for Yodaman. I feel bad that he only gets like the first 5 minutes. Hold up. Hold up. The post-processing material's back for some reason. Hold up. What's going on? Why? How? When? By what magics is this? Was it just compiling shaders or something? I can imagine that. Look at that beautiful main character's face. I'm really happy how the like, I know it was a massive struggle getting the character's geometry worked out, but I'm really happy with the heads. The heads especially, best bit of the character. They embody that cheeky 90s lo-fi anime persona from all angles as well. They can be appreciated 360 degree. And that was a struggle because the traditional RPG Maker style ones, they have obviously sprites for the side, sprites for the front. We can't do that in a 3D environment. Also, why is my camera not slowing down when I scroll down? There we go. What's up? What is up with Unreal today? It's just messing with me. It is just messing with me. But yeah, the being able to offset them by a voxel like that really does give a good look on this lad. The sockets are actually, I don't think they're fully black. I think they're like, it's a low value gray, but they're fully matte, so they're very good at absorbing some lamp. So it looks like, you know, the inside of a school. Good effect, right? The ears, not so much. Maybe I should paint the ears the same color as the eyes. The regular eyes are shiny. Extra details, right? That you'll probably never see or appreciate. You can see that beautiful self-reflection. Has your iris ever reflected in your sclera? Please. Bao writes, it would be hard to see. You would be hard pressed to see your own iris reflected in your own sclera. You'd have to have a mirror that was like along the grazing edge, just right next to the iris. X3BOOD502. Thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Hope you enjoy here. Yo. Am I Japanese? Incorrect. I am not Japanese. I speak Japanese, but I am not Japanese. I'm not Chinese either. I do not speak Chinese. Either flavor. How did I learn Japan? How did I? No, not add. No. Oh, Twitch auto mod, I swear to God, I'm going to kill you. How did I learn Japanese? I learned Japanese by going to degree land for 4 years. And studying real hard. Real big study. Japanese is not as hard a language as most people think it is. I think many people are put off by the fact that it's written weird. You get the moon runes, but oh, okay, I'll admit that it's a lot to remember, but it's not difficult. And if you're engaged with it, it's fun. Unless, of course, you speak one of the hardest languages, which is Arabic. Yeah, Arabic's tough. Get a sore throat in 50 seconds speaking Arabic. Oy. Very scary. I don't know any Arabic. But I've seen it written. Looks good written. Also like Japanese. Real moon rune vibes with the writing. Looks great. Looks difficult. If you're not Muslim, you have zero reason to learn Arabic. Quite possibly. Quite possibly. I mean, do they not provide the Quran in like other languages now? Is it only in Arabic? I don't know. They do, but the meaning gets hidden or blurred. Yeah. Yeah, that does happen. That I know well what happens when meaning get blurred or undefined or misty because you write in a different language and they don't have words for things. tricky. And it's not even that they don't have words for things. It's that people have deep political agendas that they want to push, and they write their political agendas into the fuzzy wording. It's a dangerous territory. King James Bible, it's at. Also, have you ever read the Bible? Man, that stuff's boring. The New Testament, it's garbage. It's 12. They wrote the same thing 11 times. And I guess it's like, oh, it's 11 different guys' accounts of this other guy, and that gives it credibility. But it's all in one book, and it's just like, eh. Also, Old Testament parables. There's some interesting stuff in the Old Testament. Wrathful God stuff. It's weird. Old Testament's a weird book. New Testament's a boring book. I haven't read the Torah, but that's just the Old Testament, right? Just written in Hebrew. Oi. What was I doing? Oh, play a character, right? I'll make it here. Not play a character. Play a character. Play a character? Play a character. Pawn is an actor that can be possessed and receive input from a controller. What's my religion? No, there's no religion here. Zero religion. Atheism. A blinding and fearful respect of science, I guess. Even then, you know, science is a difficult one. Because a lot of people doing science forget the main principle. You gotta eternally remind yourself of that one thing Socrates said thousands of years ago. The only thing that I know for sure is that I know nothing. I think the best thing that we can do is, if you don't know the answer, just chill out and enjoy the moment. Now, do I want a character, or do I want a pawn? See, character is the type of pawn that includes the ability to walk around. But this, I think, if I remember correctly, is not what I want, because it will have stuff like gravity. It won't have constrained axes of movement. Or maybe it's exactly what I want, and I can constrain the axes of movement and remove the gravity. No physics sim. I guess if it gives us the automatic ability to walk around, that would be better. The biggest question is, does it give us automatically the ability to capture the mouse to the center of the screen but still get mouse over events? I'm still worried about that. How does science become a religion? It doesn't. It doesn't. No. How long did I use Unreal for? A year and a half. A year and a half. Maybe a little bit less. Maybe a little bit more. Let's use a character. This is going to be a C8. Whoa, CH. Combat. Camera. Dude. I watch anime, right? I have seen some animes in my time. Good. What's the best anime I've seen? Good one. There's good questions. Plenty of good ones. I like Gundam. Cowboy Bebop was pretty strong. Character movement component. Can I just add that to anything? Trying to think. Samurai Champloo. Hellsing Ultimate. Yeah, Hellsing is pretty good. Puella Magica, Puella Magi, Madoka Magica. It's pretty good. Wings Hell Enemies. Good film. Police. Patlabor 2. Patlabor 2 is good. Patlabor 1 is garbage, but you'll need to see it to get the background on Patlabor 2. Ghost in the Shell, and Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex. Ghost in the Shell Innocence. All three of those pretty good. Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex 2045, not my thing. I don't enjoy it. I watched the first season, and it's like, it's boring up until the last. Ghost in the Shell Complex is trash. Is it you who I was talking with all those years ago? I see. I thought it was my other friend. So it was funny. So I was talking to my friend. I was like, "You hate Standalone Complex, right?" He said it was garbage. You hate that episode where they're playing poker. And he was just like, "No, I barely even seen it. I've seen like the first 8 episodes. I'm not even through the first season." And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "What episode when they're playing poker?" I'm like, "What?" No, it's good. There's no camera in here. There's a combat camera dude. No. Not search, add. Just add a camera. And movement. We don't even have to constrain the movement, do we? Do we? This is the camera. That's why I can't constrain it. Eyes. Jump. Start with tick enabled. Crouch die hard. What programming language do I use in Unreal? Yes. There is only one programming language that you can use in Unreal, and it's C++. So, C++. In Unity, you use C#. You do? Yeah, I do. I guess technically all valid C code is valid C++ code, so I could technically do C, but that's crusty. Nobody wants to do that. Also, do you know what else is crusty? Have you seen inheritance and class definitions in C++? I don't want to talk about it. Allow our auto-possess player 0. Placed in world. Placed in world all spawned. AI controller class. AI controller. No. It's bad. I got my book with me, I can't show you. You tried some HTML? It's HTML coding. You code in HTML? I thought it was just for laying out a website. Hyperlinks and get links and stuff. Like, it's not, you can't actually do anything in HTML, right? Right? Replay rewindable. You can. I've learned something today. Very cool. Net priority, act hidden in game, generate overlap events, can be damaged, block input, auto receive input, player 0, input priority 0, grid placement, location, runtime grid, always loaded. We're not using world partition yet, but is this level even going to need world partition? Probably not. Probably not. This it's tricky. How do we class this? What are we even doing? See, it's a problem. It's a problem I have. Do I live in Japan? No, I used to. I was forced to live in Japan, otherwise I would fail my degree. I'm being sorry. I'm yeah. No, it was good. That was fun. I enjoyed it. Japan's a great place to live. Lots of convenience. Do I know Noriyaro or Alexi? Nope. I do not know Noriaro or Alexi. But anyway, so if we have our main game here in a world partition map, right? So this is it used to be called persistent level, but it's world partition now. And we want to transition to another scene, like the combat scene here. So I don't like Japanese car stuff. Like some Japanese car stuff, like the Toyota MR2 Mark 1. I like the Honda NSX. I like the Mazda Furai. How do we reconcile a transition to a new map while also, because like your position in the world map, it's here. You're not gonna. That's not gonna change while you're here, unless of course you game over. Then it will load your save. I really think I don't want to do a whole bunch of load game save game stuff, but I also don't want to have two cameras rendering at the same time and have two persistent worlds. Is that even possible? Is that legal? I don't think so. So I think I saw a friend doing some frame capture stuff and then posting that to a screen. So you can do a frame capture, overlay it on this screen here with a camera object with a render target. Then you can use that to do wipes between places, but that would require you to be in the persistent world, and that would require this to be a second capture somewhere else, something else. I don't know. The way Unreal Engine has started to deal with open world stuff is very confusing to me. I watched a video on it, which is incidentally why I was late the other day. And it raised more questions than it answered. Like, there's no more persistent level now. How long did I stay in Japan? I stayed in Japan for 1 year. I lived for 1 year. I had a job for some of that. Yeah. You were in Egypt for 3 years? Cool. How was Egypt? Very, very different to your home country. That can be good. It can also be bad, but it's usually good, right? A change, a break, a bit of a refreshment. Boop. Oh, for God's sake. This stupid scripting language. Good. Bikes are much more common there. Interesting. Like motorbikes? Use bikes in your country? Yeah. People use bikes. People use bikes, people use cars. There's a lot of people buying Teslas around here. I gotta bring this up. A lot of people buying Teslas around my way. It scares me. Teslas are... You know what? If you buy a base model, they're not that expensive, but they're also not that cheap. Then again, I don't know of an EV that is cheap these days. You never saw a Tesla. That's a shame. They're pretty cool. Like Defo, if someone wanted to buy me a Tesla, I would not say no. I would also say, can they also buy me a driving test? I don't have a license. That's right, you're coming to Scrubville right now. So input access event, input Input. No, 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 no. It was right there. Do I have cars like the Ural 4320? Nope. No idea what that is. It's very common here. Do you know what? Actually, I take that back. I think I may have seen something like that. It was a Serbian car. It had weird license plate on it. They'll quote me on that though. It was a really weird looking car. Get controlled pawn. Oh. Alright. The Ural 4320 is a general purpose off-road 6x6 vehicle. Produced at the Ural Automotive Plant in Mias, Russia, for the use in the Russian army. I think I've seen that in Big Slam. I think I've seen that in Spin Tires. Add movement input. When Russian cars get broken, they sell it to the Middle East. Oh. Get your What was my experience in Japan? It was good. It was good experience. It was fun. It was fun. It was a lot warmer than the country I live in now, which is good and bad. I want to get the forward vector. I want to. Oh wait, I can get it from here. Get rotation. Get rotation. Context sensitive. Get. I will. Rotator. Rot. Get. Maybe if we get the transform. Get active transform. There we go. And we can break that. And then we can break that. No. God damn it. So if we think about this logically, if we stay calm, we take a deep breath and we think about this very logically, right? Equation of a circle, right, is sine x cos y. Is that right? I have to look this up every time. I very almost failed this in maths. Equation of a circle. Cartesian geometry, please don't fuck me around. Math is fun. Circle equations, I swear to God I will hit you. Here we go. Right, so equation of a circle. This is what I wanted. X equals r cos t, y equals r sine t. So you can x and y are coordinates at any point on the circle. R is the radius of the circle and t is the parameter. The parameter, the angle subtended by the point of the circle center. Boom. Boom. That is what we wanted. So r is irrelevant because that's just a scalar for how big the circle is. And it's going to equal 1. So x equals cos t, y equals sine t. That's all we need. So the x vector. Ooh, no. Yes. At 15, 13, x is 15 across and y is 13 up, and you get a thing at an angle of 40 degrees. So we do cos of the angle, sine of the angle, and we get our x and our y vector and the power based on how strong you press the button. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. Why isn't it a built-in function? We'll never know. Return value rotation of z, your float. Right. This, I swear to God. I swear to God. We need camera things, but I think that's camera's gonna be easy to do. And someone's gonna be screaming at the screen like you can just constrain the actor motion to a plane. Well, what you doing, you muppet? Well, maybe I can. Class options? No. Class defaults, character, actor, tick, camera, pawn, no, replication, rendering, collision, actor, input. World partition, character movement. Planar movement, here we go. The normal or axis of the plane that constrains the movement if B constrained to plane is enabled. For example, you want to constrain the movement the XZ plane so that Y cannot change. The normal would be set to X, Y, Z. This is recalculated when the plane constraint axis setting changes. It is normalized once the component is registered with the game world. So I want to constrain the origin of the plane that constrains the movement. The plane constraint is enabled. This defines the behavior, the snapping position of the plane, such as snap updated components of plane. Set plane constraint origin. So if I were to do this, and not bother with any of the stuff that I just spent time working on, boop. We just, and then like that, and then that, and get right vector, and then we go to the thing and we drag the dude in, and then we hit play. And we've auto-activated the camera because it's auto-activated the camera for us because we left it in here. Get out of here. Save. Play. Good. Doesn't move at all. Right. Interesting. Game mode? I left the game mode in the game mode folder as well. That's not good. It means I gotta keep going back and forth. Game mode, RPG combat, game session, game state, PC, BG, RPG, default pawn. Hello, default pawn. Maybe. Default pawn class. Here we go. CH combat camera dude. Compile, save. Demo combat alpha, save, play. Nada, niente. That's the works. Okay. So if we go to the PC BJRPG event begin play set mode game UNI game and UI. If we just break it there. And we go back, maybe it'll capture our input now. Excellent. This is exactly what I wanted. Why isn't it working? What have I done wrong? So have I done something wrong here? Right. Do you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna grab this. We're gonna convert to an impure cast, so we can call it when we do call it. Print string. Uh-oh. Spaghettio. Oh, we got a bad. Right, yep. Because these need targets and those need plugins. Yeah, so that should work fine because it's already in the map. There was no "oh spaghettio" message posted, so that means the cast was a-okay. I just didn't want it to be casting all the time. Also, hello, cursor. Strange. That's great though. Good cursor. Who designed that cursor? What a genius. It was me. Anyway, so that's not working. That is not working. But why? Input axis move up down. Input axis move left right. Cancel menu, pause, recenter camera, select share, special to floor, zoom in, zoom out. I don't know what you want from me. Project settings. Binding. Move up, move down. What and so. Up and down, gamepad left, thumbstick, y-axis. Then you want from me? What exactly is your problem, video game? Ah, if true, always add the input, ignoring the result of is movement input ignored. Is movement input is. This is true. The pawn's yaw will be updated to match the controller's control rotation yaw if controlled by a play controller. Z is up, right? Z is up. So we're constrained to the XY plane. Setting the controls to behavior when movement is restricted to a 2D plane defined by a specific axis normal so that movement along the locked axis is not possible. Z. I don't know. I do not know. Could it be that we are actually moving just extremely slowly? Could it be? Hear me out. Could it be? Could it be that we are actually moving very slowly? I don't know why this is right at the start. Don't like it right at the start. Nope. That was an incorrect assumption on my behalf, and I'm sorry for wasting your time with it. Collision. What if we're colliding with something and we're not actually meant to be colliding with anything? PC, VGRPG, CH Combat, Capsule Component. Collision presets. No collision, no collision. We were colliding with something. That's a little bit too floaty, but thank you. Okay. Friction? I think this counts as falling. Yeah. Okay. Making baby steps. We're getting them. Also, that doesn't seem to do anything. Get rid of that. Boom, balla, boom, boom, boom. Scooby-Doo. Skadoosh. Now, would you believe me if I said I had the Dragon's Dogma soundtrack stuck in my head for like the last week? Good soundtrack. It's a good soundtrack though. Not even mad. What I am mad is that I don't know what the song's called, so I can't just boot it up and listen. Oh yeah. Two followers all days. We might even open a card pack tonight. Set control rotation. Split. Get control rotation. Split. Whoop. So X is left right. We don't want to touch roll. Roll is what we're going to be updating. Yours. Is that all we need to do? Oh, that's self. So that would technically auto update, maybe. Well, that should be enough to pan, right? So let's. That does indeed pan. Hmm. I'm happy about that. So we don't need that, we don't need that, we don't need that. And that should be it. That should be all we need for camera. Camera movement of the camera. A little bit happy about that. A little bit happy. Check it out. Playing game. So we have a small problem. The mouse is not snapped. Yeah, the mouse is not snapped. To the Windows Center, which is interesting bug. I'm gonna go grab a drink. So I should go on record with this thing, shouldn't I? I'm back, by the way, and I'm showing it off one more time for the beautiful camera, the beautiful, beautiful coaster that I've received this morning. Morning in air quotes, of course. This is the back. So far, it's not taken any real scuffs from the mug. But I do still worry. I do worry deeply. Because it's very nice, and I don't want to spoil it. Anyway, I should get that lad's Instagram page. This is fun. Where's Instagram on a phone these days? On the I for Instagram. Yeah, there he is. Is this gonna work on the camera? It's a lot of bloom. This is really the worst camera on the planet to do this with, isn't it? There it is. Right there. Right there. There's a whole bunch of brass and titanium carving and other such stuff. Very cool. Go check out. How do you even tag someone on an Instagram post? You just at. I mean at obviously, but I mean like if I was to type it into here, if I was to type www.instagram.com/fatforestuk. Is that correct? Do you know what? I'm not even gonna chance that. I'm gonna authenticate that in. A lot of spicy garbage on Instagram these days. Better not. Just in case. That is indeed how you tag someone. There you go. Check him out. Friendly dude. He makes some gear. Maybe he'll let you buy the gear off him. I don't know. I don't know his sitch at the Mitch, but he's a friendly, cool dude who make gear. Anyway, player character. We need to event graph. Camera. Not really something we need to touch anymore. Delete that because that works fine, and that will be a static thing. Set game mode. Set input mode that allows only player input, player controller to respond to user input. We want a game in UI. We don't want the mouse cursor to be shown. Always lock the mouse cursor to the viewport. Yeah? Or nah? Oh, give me a moment. Very happy dog. Hide cursor during capture. Set show mouse position. And now, give viewport size? No. Yes? Widget layout library. Event is only for cosmetic non-gameplay actions. Not that. Help to get the size of the HUD canvas for this player controller. Return 0 if there is no HUD. That's not what I want. Ah, that's not what I want. Get viewport scale. Gets current DPI scale being applied to viewport widgets. World widget geometry. Get screen size. I'm a throw. That works, surprisingly, it would seem. Let's just check that by having the cursor always. Yeah, so that works, surprisingly. It looks so fucking stupid. Can you see that? I hate it. I absolutely hate that. So that works, but actually, if we don't do that on tick, how about if we do that after we've set the control rotation? Hear me out. Because that... okay. Oh, okay. I don't know why the capture isn't working, but whatever. Where is it? Here we go. So I've got to have the mouse button held for this to work, but it does work. You can see that we can move. The cursor remains in the middle of the screen. That's beautiful. Isn't that great? Right, okay. Yeah, so just after any mouse event, it moves and then it puts the cursor in the center of the screen. That's exactly what I wanted. Doesn't need to be massively accurate. We're not doing a first-person shooter. If I was doing that, I'd just do a raycast. I'd do a raycast. I definitely would, but this has got some easy functionality to it. That's built in. Hasn't broken anything over there. Not that I thought it would, but that's good. This feels good. Oh, sorry, microphone. I like it. I mean, as much as anyone can like something that's bad, I like it. It's at a good height as well. I think a big problem is that it doesn't support the analog inputs. I don't know why I commented that. I wanted to collapse it to a macro. Oops. See if I can spill this tea again. Very good. Tea spilled into the mouth, normally. Controlled spillage. Don't know what to do with this. Is the mouse camera only going to be relevant for oh my god, for placement? Do I sleepy? Where did that come from? Do I need to do I need to implement mouse look in all modes? Where's my Trello? Where's my Trello? To do. Let's look in all modes. So I guess axis event look. It's axis input. I want to get it. They can't share pins. No, they can't share pins. You can't make an overloaded function. and then project settings. That's why. That's X. It should just work as it used to, but also we have controller integration. The turn rate could be a bit faster. But the max speed, the acceleration, and friction could be lower. The acceleration could be higher, the friction could be lower. So CH, character, friction, braking friction, factor, ground friction, falling lateral friction. Set this to 4. And max acceleration, air control. This is a problem. When following multiplier applied to, oh for God's sake, lateral velocity is less than air control boost velocity threshold, send this velocity to disable air control boosting. Final result is clamped at 1. When falling multiplier applies to control air control when lateral velocity is less than air control boost velocity threshold, setting this to 0. When falling, if lateral velocity magnitude is less than this value, air control is multiplied by air control boost multiplier. When falling, amount of lateral movement control available to the character, 0 equals no control, 1 equals full control, and max speed of max walk speed. This is going to be silly now, isn't it? Maybe even just a little bit less friction. I like that though. Yes. Yes, my friend. This is how video games were meant to be played. I've basically just made the editor flyby camera, but it's a game object. Is this demo coming out before Christmas? Every day I work on this, less and less certain, so give me one moment, huh? Perfect. Very nice voice message. Excellent. Perfect. Lovely voice message. Anyway, what were we doing? I was making that camera thing. I think if it's something like this, you don't want it to be sluggish, so I made it faster. And there's a little bit of glide, so you can kind of feather it places. I like it. It's fairly easy to control. Do you need a reticle? You have a cursor already. Do you need a reticle? I don't know. Maybe. I don't think it really helps. I don't think it really helps. What I think might help would be still having a mouse. Like, so we have mouse control over the camera, but being able to toggle between using mouse control and having a mouse on the screen might be pro, like with an RMB or something. Easy thing to put in. You just throw in a couple of ifs and a boolean and a flip flop on RMB press. And it's not an issue, but I don't know. Control input for now. I think for a pre-alpha build for game, that's fine. Totally fine. Yes. Can I just do that? I don't know. Anyway, let's not poke around with deep law stuff. All right, yeah, okay. So let's just take a real scuffed portrait picture here. The top down or the bottom up? When it clearly obscures the whole camera model, yes. Snippy. RPG art assets. Here it is. Scuffed Signman.png. How big is it? Is it 128 or is it 256? That looks like a 256 to me. Right, 256 square, okay. Save image as, save the current dimensions. This is going to be RPG 256 portrait. Is a large image. Yo, welcome back. Did I publish any games before? Veto. I am on the wrong tool. That's why the tool is not showing up. I've released games for free. I have not published any games. I'm not a game publisher. Is that what you mean? Is that okay? You can type exclamation mark get games. Get game? Get game in the chat. And we will get a link to the itch page where they are hosted. They're horrible games. But you can play them. They're free. So even if they are horrible, they don't cost you anything other than your time. You hate it when people publish games and put a price on it. That's what we call a job. That is the ultimate goal of the game designer, to make a living doing what they like doing. At least make a cracked version. I mean, it's not up to the developer to make a cracked version. You ask your friends on the Pirate Bay for that kind of stuff. Friendly pirates. Do I want to take a look at your newest game? Maybe. What's it about? What kind of game is it? Where is the magic wand tool? Shitty mechanic. Arabic car mechanic simulator game similar to other shitty Russian game called My Summer Car. There are over 65 car parts in the game. When you finish building your car, you can drive it. Game mode is made in Unity Engine. It's available for Windows, Mac, and Linux. I think I've seen this before somewhere. That's pretty cool. Look at you get to build a car, fix a car. That looks really cool. It's a knockoff game from a game called My Summer Car. Yeah. There it is. No, I don't know the game, but I've seen something similar, I swear. This is a two-handed operation. What the fuck is Bubble Man Game? Bubble Man Game is the first game I ever made. It's based on a game called Glitter Boy Operation Monster Mall for the PlayStation. It was written by Chris Chadwick. Thank you, Chris. As your name implies, 100% Chad. You play as a Bubble Man, and you have to rescue some babies from the ghosts. Oh no, they're cats, aren't they? In the original one, you play as a dude and you rescue babies from ghosts. Is that lightning stock in Unreal? Did I play with it? Yes. There is no lightning. The lighting is stock. Yeah. I don't go into the renderer. I don't mess with that. Oh, the dog's kicking off again. Give me one moment. I haven't been recording this whole thing. That's been paused the whole time. I've been waffling on like a massive... Probably a good thing, actually. There's no product placement here now. Good. Anyway. Yeah, so I'm going to call it for the dev section here. We'll set up the CSGO section, and I'm going to go get a drink. Sort out some other things while I'm AFK. If you need a drink, now's a great time to get a drink, and I'll see you in a moment.